right. The Northeast Development Commission, like any other commission in Nigeria, is established, to bridge the gap of infrastructure deficit as well as putting smiles on the faces of those who have been ravaged, displaced by activities of non-state actors. And of course, today I've been joined on the program Talk Times by Khalifa M. Lawan Esquire. He is the state coordinator, Northeast Development Commission. And of course, he joins me now to further the conversation. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having
Yeah. Now, I understand that Adamawa State is one of the states under emergency rule during the Boko Haram saga because it's also part of the state that came under siege of other terrorist activities, in this region. So it's up to me, ever since the commission was established to bridge the gap and also bring succor to those who have been displaced by the activities of these non-state actors, how far so far has the commission done, to bring in this succor to the people, particularly here in Adamawa?
Well, thank you once again for having me. May I use this opportunity to make a little correction of what you said? Adamawa has not been under emergency rule, but it has been under emergency attention. Yes, and none of the states in the northeast have been under any emergency rule, but rather an emergency attention because of the activities of insurgents. Well, you can bear with me that the Northeast Development Commission is established strictly to fast track development in the Northeast, owing to the activities of insurgency and other multifaceted conflicts in the Northeast. And the government wants to bring a quick attention to the development and to the destroyed infrastructure that we have in the Northeast. And they established what is called a Northeast Development Commission. And as you also aware, Northeast Development Commission is just established in just last 5 years, 2019. That is where the commission took off. And from the takeoff to date, so many things have been achieved, not only in Adama, but for the entire northeastern region. Um, the conversation will be logical if we categorize it into sectoral aspects: education, infrastructure. Even under education, you can see basic education, you can see tertiary education. Then you can see other infrastructure in the state, and you also look at the possibility of other activities of development, which include water, um, security, and many other things. I think if you go by that, will be logical to make a very
Absolutely.
beautiful
All
conclusion.
right, we'll take it one after the other. Let's make it multifaceted.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with you that Adamawa State wasn't really under emergency rule, but emergency attention.
Yes.
And if you look at the myriad of attacks, of course, even before now that took place in Adamawa State, was predominantly at Adamawa North area of Madagali, Michigan, part of Mubi, and so on. But after that, we've seen a very critical and significant, attention given to these areas by the commission. So talk to me. What are the first steps taken, by the commission as regard to uh, bringing succor to these places that have been hard hit by the state, non-state actors?
Well, thank you very much for that. If you look at it critically, the commission has come up with so many programs, so many developmental attention and programs to make sure that pushing the effect and also reduce or mitigate the aspect of the activities of insurgents. As it is now, we know that the acute aspect of insurgents has gone down, which also gave hurt
Mm.
to development. From before, during the heat of the activity of the insurgents, there's no any meaningful development will go because the access to those communities is becoming so difficult. And that is why the most important aspect of the activities during those times is emergency aspect of activity, which is humanitarian. And you can see the commission doing a lot to give food and not food items to the people at the IDPs and also giving them attention in medical attention and also giving them attention in in providing shelters for them to go back to their respective and ancestral home. This is what has been going on during the heat of the activity. As it is now, many of them have moved back to their ancestral home. Some of the houses have been completed. some of the people have been moved, and some of them have been given one thing or the other to regain their livelihood back, more especially skill acquisition, attention to the health facilities, and attention to some of the basic necessities that they need, including school, building some of the basic infrastructure of the school, so that when people go back to their respective homes, they can have schools to go and they can have things to do and they can have some skill to put into practice that will take some money to be able to take care of their families and their loved ones.
I agree with you, Sunday, that there is no meaningful investment that could come to a region if the region is not peaceful. You know, no matter how a foreign investor want to come invest, it cannot come to a hostile environment, for investment. I also understand that the commission has done incredibly well to see that such persons, even though it's pretty difficult to forget the past of what has before them, but of course they have a sense of, belonging, owing to the fact that the commission has done pretty well to see that, smiles have been put on their faces. But these persons, from Madagali, Michika, and the environs are predominantly peasant farmers, and most of the farming activities that took place in these regions have been halted as a result of the activities of these terrorists. What has the commission done to see that they come up with modern, inputs in terms of improving agriculture and then empowering the women in these regions?
Well, that is critical, actually.
Mm.
Thank you for that question. The commission has done a lot in that aspect, and recently the commission has trained people at the grassroots on the modern farm. And knowing that tractors are going to be huge investment, the commission now step it down to have a handheld tractors where people can use and put some little oil and push it to their farms, and it will do a lot for their farming system. And also the commission also find it necessary to train people on modern farming because we realize that over the time the activities of ADPs have gone down simply because of lack of those people that usually go to the remote areas to teach people on the modern aspect of mechanized farming and teach them on how to diversify and grow their yield and what have you. And that's why the commission is um, willing to train a lot of people to go back to their roots and also train people on how to go about training them on modern agriculture and modern way of building their crops for crop diversification and what have you. And you can see that we've shared a lot of hybrid seeds. We shared a lot of farm produce. We shared a lot of activities, a lot of items to boost the activities of agriculture. Mind you, the Northeast has been known as food basket of the country. So we have to restore it back for us to maintain having the same position. And that is exactly what the commission is doing on that aspect.
All right, I would like you to ponder on this so that we'll take a breather, and when we return, you will see further the conversation. Now, the commission is one thing on its own, indivisible, and then the state government. You're the coordinator, of the commission, Adamawa State, here, and Adamawa State is a government also on its own. How has the collaboration been between the Commission and Adamawa State government as regard to the itinerary of your activities to pushing the plight of those who have been displaced by insurgency? This I will want you to catch a breath and ponder on it. We'll return you for that conversation on that. That okay? Thank you. All right.
All right, that is the first phase of the conversation for now. We'll take a short break, and I urge you to join us again for the second phase of the conversation. For those of you who are following us live on our Facebook page, of course, follow the conversation. You can as well send your comment, reaction, suggestion, as well as question on the comment section. Let's take a short break. We'll be back in a moment.
Well, you're welcome back, and of course, you're watching Talk Time on Camera TV. We're looking at the activities of the Northeast Development Commission here in Adamawa State. I have been speaking with Khalifa M. Lawan Esquire. He is the, of course, state coordinator, Northeast Development Commission Adamawa, and he joins me now to further the conversation. All right, before the break, I the commission in itself is one indivisible entity established by the federal government. You know, just like any other commission, we have the Southeast Development Commission or the Development Commission, as well as any other commission. But you can't have your activity, in a state without a proper collaboration with the state government. So how have you been collaborating with Adamawa state government since you're the state coordinator, and how has the support been like, by Adamawa state government?
Well, thank you very much for that. I mean, you no one can have a successful project in any state without having the state government support. That has to be clear to any organization that is coming to the state. And the collaboration between the state and the commission has been very, very good. The enabling environment to work, the peaceful environment to work, the partnership we have, the commissioners of various commissioners in the state, this close relationship we have with ATEMA and many government institutions in the state give us a very good understanding that the government is supporting what we're doing. And we hope and pray that collaboration, that supportive collaboration and understanding should continue because there's no way people can experience any development where there is no understanding between the two, the regional organization and the state organization, and the regional organization and the government of the state. And that's why we encourage both the commission and the state to provide the necessary support needed for taking the best and better intervention to the people in the state for them to appreciate the good governance and the democratic reward.
Uh, yeah. Traditional institution, as a typical African setting, a traditional institution, of course, is the nucleus for a broader development. And if you go to Madagali, Michika, Yola, and any other local council areas in the state, of course, it is subjected to particular traditional institution. How has your relationship and the collaboration like, with the traditional institutions of these various areas you go to?
Well, I think you're talking about the stakeholders. The stakeholders in the state, if you look at the list of the stakeholders that we have, you bear me witness that you don't even think about others. Just, we've gone to the level of going down to the grassroots leadership because we in the commission know that there's no project can succeed without the people in the community taking the ownership of the project, and that is why anything we're doing, we're going to the community, we're meeting the local leaders, the traditional leaders, the religious leaders, and the government institution in the state to make sure that we have a collaborative understanding where we're going to place the developmental project, and we give the communities powers to always reach out to us where there is a problem because we understand that every contractor is looking for money apart from the work he's going to work. But we will not be everywhere. That's why the community need to put an eye. Let them know that this project is from the commission, but it's not for the commission. The water we do in the grassroots is from the commission, but it's not for the commission. What it means that is the commission that develop pay for it, but the committee, the community are the one who take care of it. Vandalization, misuse, anything that happened to the project is not happening to anybody. It's happening to the people in the community. That's why the community need to take the ownership. And I am happy. We've been going around the local government, and many a times when we get to a project site, you discover that people in the community will just pour in that this contractor is doing well, this contractor is not doing well. We don't like what this contractor is doing. We don't like what this contractor is doing. This give us a joy that people now notice that whatever comes to them, It belongs to
You
them.
take ownership of it.
Ownership of it,
Mm.
it what gives it the life. If you didn't take the ownership, the project will come and it fail. And when it fails, it's not for anybody, it's for the people in the community. And that is the usual gospel we always say whenever we go to the community.
Mm.
So communities are very dear to us. The state institutions like ministries of the government, agencies of government are dear to us. The state institution of learning are dear to us. The local authorities like chairman local government are dear to us. The traditional authorities like Meanguas, Hakimis, and whatever, they are dear to us. Also, even the chairperson and chairman of youth forum, youth group, and what have you, and women group. So also, we also utilize our religious leaders very well
So I wanted
because
to
that
ask you
is
that.
where
Mm.
many people sit down and listen.
Yeah.
We try to let them understand that the project that is coming to your communities, to your doorsteps, is for the community to protect it and enjoy it.
Mm.
If you protect it well, it will serve you for a long time.
Indeed.
If you didn't protect it well, it will serve you for only small time, and you find yourself helter looking for additional intervention.
But does the commission have a kind of a mechanism put in place to checkmate, you know, the proper usage of the, developmental rights that have been given to these various, villages, communities, and so on, so that you can correct if there is an anomaly?
Yes, immediately we go to hand over. Anytime we were at the site to hand over the site for the contractor, we cannot hand over the site to the contractor without Meangwa, without head of youth, and without sometime without the chairman of the local government. These three combinations gave us understanding that the whole community has been taken care of. The Meangwa is the traditional head. The head of youth group is head of the vigilant youth around the community. The local government chairman is representing the institution of the government. The religious leaders around, they are representing the religious aspect of our community. When you have these five people, we usually we usually transfer that in exactly what I told you, that this project is brought to you for you to take care of it. We are going to make sure that the project is finished and it has every component installed so that you can use it. Before we hand over the project to you, we'll make sure that the project is working. We'll make sure that the qualities outlined in the bill of quantity has been there. We'll make sure that it's functional. Then we hand over to them and we ask them to nominate somebody that will put an eye so that whenever there is a problem, can reach out to us or we can reach out to contractor if it is during the period of time that we did not for maintenance. If it is out of the period of maintenance, if it's something big that we have to come in, we have to come in. If it is something small, we'll advise them on how to go about it. Example, let me give you a very good example. Usually when we have a solar borehole is a borehole that actually has a delicate system around it. It has a solar, it has inverter, it has some wires, it has other things that are compatible with the solar system. So once you have problem with the solar borehole and you call any other plumber to fix it, you are attracting somebody that will spoil it for lifetime.
Sure.
So instead of that, we have a couple of locations where people call an ordinary plumber to come and fix it, and that's all. So we quickly ask them, reach out to us. We already have expertise that we keep close to us.
Okay.
That you can go and check and correct it so that you have a long time enjoying it.
Indeed.
Sometimes the community neglect it. Some people will just come and pick and steal the inverter. Some people will steal the solar panel.
Any of the components
And
of
any
this,
of the components.
yeah.
And that actually brings a lot of havoc to people. Particularly to the people that usually go and fetch. We have one beautiful solar borehole in one of the institutions of learning here. Unfortunately, the solar control and the inverter is in the institution. Is in the institution, in the middle of institution.
I think it should be well secured then.
But unfortunately, the inverter has been stolen, the armored cable has been stolen, So many things, so many of the components are installed, and this is this borehole water that give more than 500 students in the hostel water. We have to cross the road to dug the borehole and recirculate the water about 1 kilometer back to the school so that we can put all the other things in the school. But unfortunately, somebody has to.
All right, there's no better way to end this conversation than now. Khalifa M. Lawan Esquire, State Coordinator, Northeast Development Commission. It's been a pleasure having you on Time
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I
Thank
look
you.
forward
Thank you
to
very much.
more of this.
Oh, sure.
Thank you
Sure.
very much, Martin.
Thank you for your presence on Top Time.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's the show for today. Thank you so very much. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same station, as we come with a fresh edition of the program. Until then, stay safe. God bless Nigeria. My name is Chris Jacob.